Welcome back, y'all. This is episode 2 of season 2. It really feels like we have like our own show.
We do.
Well, should we start saying season 2? I like that. I really like that. I like that. This is season 2. This is season 2, episode 2. I like that. We're gonna stick with that, y'all, because that is mad cute. And this is Save Me from the Dating Games, Lord. Child. Y'all already know who we are too. Like, and if you don't know who we are, like, I can't believe we're gonna have to introduce ourselves again. But I am Vari J Styles with a Z, not an S, and this is
Nado.
But yeah, y'all, we're gonna get straight into it because y'all, these dating games, they ain't fun. They ain't fun. They're not
What you know about
fun.
that?
They're not fun. And I just think this is something that we know we need to talk about because dating topics are just never really discussed. And if they are discussed, I'm thinking it's discussed from people who are not of color. Like, to be honest, and I think it's time for people, and you know what, I'll say this. When people of color are talking about gay dating, I feel like it's always heterosexuals. Like, telling their opinion on us. And I don't think it's like a lot of the time us sitting down having these perspectives and conversations about, what we go through in our day-to-day lives because we actually are in the community.
Definitely.
But that's what we want to talk about today. And my first question is, what is your dating status? Are you single? Are you taken? Are you in a situationship? What is your love life right now?
I am living and happily single. In terms of dating, I am very much over the shenanigans. Like, it was just a bit merged. Like, definitely over our 2-month hiatus, I took some time to, mix and mingle, do some dating, and now I am worn the fuck out. And I'm just like, you know what, girl? I need to focus on me right now.
Now, I'm going to get into your black business a little bit because, like, why are you worn out? You haven't been doing much. You haven't been doing much.
Lately, because I'm just tired. I am sick and tired. Like, well, to break it down for y'all, like, over that period, I was talking to, more than one person. I don't want to say too much because
No, hold on. Can I go a little bit deeper into your black business? Okay, I'm gonna leave one hand up. Is it less or more than this one hand?
it's one hand.
Okay.
It's one hand.
Okay.
And I think also, like, sometimes when you talk to somebody, you just be like, you know what, girl, this ain't working. So you gotta take one out, you gotta pull one in.
Okay, so that one don't really count.
They do count. It's just, we gotta switch up the roster.
Okay. I mean, but say if you switched them out so fast, do they count?
For the sake of talking, yeah. It's not like we was full on dating, but you know what? I'm just like,
okay,
come in. It's your time.
I'm thinking, like, what if you like this? I met you one day and, like, I knew we was not cool. Like, I knew we were not like, am I going to count us as talking? Although we were prior texting before, but I'm like this. Once we met, it just wasn't it. And we just like, no, I'm not going to count you. You're not even a part of people I was talking to because it just felt so short.
I mean, it felt short, but that was someone you was talking to.
Okay.
But I say I didn't have, like, that situation. With that hand, I was involved with them and we went out and some were fun, some were annoying, some were boring.
Annoying.
Like, it wasn't supposed to be more, and that's okay. But I'll say, like, the last one, I told you about the last one. The last one with the whole just being irresponsible and being immature. I'm like, honey, you know what? I retired. And the crazy thing about that is it literally happened New Year's Eve. So by the time New Year started, I'm like, you know what? I'm done with you niggas.
I wanted to expound on it a little bit, but that's going too much into your bad business. I don't even want, like, I dug in it too much already, but yeah.
Well, let me get in real quick with you. Do you feel like it's okay to talk to more than one person at a time?
Yeah.
Say, like, 3 to 5.
Well, hold on. That last number was a little bit much because 5 means that you don't work. You don't eat. You don't sleep. Like keeping up with 5 people, you're not eating, you're not sleeping. You probably not even using the bathroom. Are you even washing your ass? Because that's a lot of people to talk to, NATO, and you know it is. Like that's a lot of people to keep up with.
It's a roster, you
But
know?
those 5 people with keeping up with me, keeping up with your mother, keeping up with da da da, keeping up with that's a lot of people.
It's also the winter season, so things are
Oh
slowed
my
down.
God, blah blah.
So things slow down. You have a little more time for everybody.
3 is the max. 5 is a lot. You don't think 5 is a lot?
5 can be a lot. I just feel like over time you can get bored, and it's just like you don't want to like. I think it's okay, but
3, too interchangeable.
yeah, okay, yeah. Like 5, like literally keeping up with like every day, like good morning, how are you? This is that. Like it's a lot. I think that if you have
Okay.
5, and then maybe like 2, maybe they don't live like near you. Maybe
Oh,
3.
okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's
Okay. I thought you meant like every 5 is literally the same. And I'm not saying
oh,
like, you have the same connection with them, but like you're talking to them all like on the same type of level. And like boom, 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 boom. But okay, I agree with you. I agree with you there. I think 3 is a good number of like talking to people because I feel like what we do in our community is like we oversell ourselves to people. And my overselling ourselves, I feel like, we're trying to enter in certain things. Well, I can't speak for everybody, but the people that I interact with, they want relationships. So I feel like when you talk to so many people, you're overselling yourself. Like, this is what I want. This is what I want for myself. This is who I am. And I feel like when you give that to so many different people and they don't give you back what you're expecting, it's honestly like, damn. I'm just continuously telling people about me. You know what I'm saying? And not getting anything in return, but a simple conversation. And I just think sometimes we should just be able to like, I'm gonna limit myself. Or have interchangeable with people instead of literally talking to somebody, knowing that you don't really want to talk to them.
mhm.
Just having their body around or their face around or who's ever around, just for the time being. I'm like, I wouldn't recommend that because at the end of the day, you're gonna be lonely.
Yeah, and I mean, with that, you're like wasting time. I think
Time.
if you're dating and you playing the field and you just trying to see where everybody's giving, of course, like you have a conversation, but if they have given you a conversation back, then it's just like it's kind of one sided. You're just
True.
sitting there, just like constantly talking about yourself, and it's like I can see how that can be fun, but over time, it's a little boring.
Yeah, it does. Oh, I didn't tell y'all. I'm in a relationship. I asked Nato was his dating life. But
Mhm.
yeah, I'm in a relationship. I've been in a
How
relationship
long?
for 6 years. 6 years.
In the gay life, let's give it
You
like two
knew this
decades.
though. You knew this. You knew this. In the gay life, we've been married for like 50 years. Yeah. So, happy 50th anniversary, babes. No, but it's been. I'll say this, and I'm gonna be completely honest with y'all. Being in a relationship this long, and now that I'm 28 and we got together when I was literally about 21, 20 going on to 21, I'm just like, I've learned so much about myself and I've changed so much. And since I have changed so much, there's things that I wouldn't settle for before we were together. And they happened and I settled for them. And I'm not mad at it. I'm just more so like, I always would tell people before you say you would never do something, really think about it. Really, really think about it. Or before you ever say, you know what, I can't let this happen to me because just think about it. Think about it. You want me to tell you what? Because when you get in that certain situation with that person and you've been with them for a certain amount of time, you kind of like, damn, am I going to throw all this time away if it's not like if the little thing or whatever the thing wasn't anything that's going to break out to that point? So
Mhm.
I would just always say like, don't say you would never do some things. Like I think that's one of the biggest like deal breakers for relationships. Like, see, I'm never gonna do this. I already showed you who I was from the beginning, and not expecting them to change or you to change. And I think that's one of the biggest lessons in a relationship. Know that that wasn't a question that was asked, but
No, but that's real
real
shit.
shit, real shit. Because hearing the saying of like we've been in a relationship for 6 years and that's basically like forever in gay dating is kind of sad because my thing is I feel like the reason we don't have long relationships is because we give up on each other so quick. You know what I'm saying? And we in the mistakes that we make are sometimes so detrimental that you want to give up on somebody because my thing is you're like, I'm settling and I don't want to settle. you know. And if I'm going to settle with you, I know I can go settle with 2 or 3, 4 or 5 other more people. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Just have a rotation of people that I want in and out instead of somebody just being that one in this situation. And I just think, we should just have, we said it on the last episode, grace.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Sometimes I try to have grace, but then I'm like, you know what? Why the hell am I settling? I don't need to do this. I could be focused on more important things.
But you see, you raised your hand when you say you give up on things too quick. Why is that though?
It's just settling, and it's just feeling like, do I really see this going somewhere? Do I really feel like this fight is worth it? And typically, I don't feel like it's worth it. Even though it's like there has been times where I wanted to fight, I wanted it more, but it's just feel like, damn, am I the only one that's really fighting?
Mhm.
It's just like it's a lot. And it's like, in theory, I would love to have a black king.
I was about to ask you that. I was saying, are you looking for a black king, or are you
I'm
looking
looking
for
for a
like what are
black
you looking for?
king.
Okay.
But it's like I would be open to, POC kings and whatnot, but I
POC.
think I do desire a black king only because, like, I don't know. Maybe this is bad, but I think I identify myself as pretty pro-black, and I
Yeah.
think sometimes like when you're so pro-black, and then people be like, "Oh, who you dating?" You end up like Sam, like from Dear White People, where you got you a white man who really don't be knowing shit, and it's just like, girl, what the hell? How you over here, but you really over here?
So you had that fear.
Yeah, I
Why though?
do.
Because my thing is, I think that you're capable of choosing somebody. If they're not a black king, praying for a black king. But if they're not a black king, I'm pretty sure you're competent enough to pick somebody that you know is going to be hip to our culture.
I do, but it's also like I don't know if any of y'all be on Twitter, but there was a thread of, of like black men in Hollywood, black queer and gay men in Hollywood, and how many are in like interracial relationships. And baby, it was
It was
a
a lot.
long list. And it's like there's nothing wrong with being in interracial relationships, but I'm like,
Now I
I
have a
want,
question
I
for
want,
you.
I want black love. I believe in black love, and I want that so bad.
Do you think they're pro-black like you?
I don't
I know you don't know. Is that shady though?
know.
It's kind of shady to say. Do you think they're pro-black like you? Like the people who are entering these relationships with white counterparts. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you think they have the pro-black spirit that you have? I didn't know. No, I'm gonna say it. I don't. No, they don't.
I don't think so. I don't think so. But and that's might be why they're just so they
Willing.
easily got into what they got into. And it's
I
like I wanted to work so bad, but it's like
I
y'all niggas need to get it
understand.
together. Me too sometimes, because I could give y'all a little more grace, but like y'all niggas need to get it together.
Okay. Okay. Now, what are your deal breakers? Like when it comes to like dating, what are things that you know that you? I don't want to say settle because I think we get put a stigma on settling, and
Hmm.
everybody want to marry. You know what I'm saying? So it's not even a settling. I feel like sometimes when you settle for things, it's like somebody that you're trying to take serious. But like, what are your deal breakers for people that you just casually dating or in a relationship? Like, give me both of those.
I have a list. I
Okay.
think you should go first.
No, I'm ready to hear your list.
Oh God. Okay, guys. Hold on.
Well, you
um,
know what's his Nado
I'm
getting? Oh, well, you got it.
yeah, I got it already
Oh,
ready.
all
It's
right.
just
Let's go. Let's go.
yeah. So I'm gonna try to go through this really quick. Deal breakers for me is someone with no ambitions or goals, someone who's a bad communicator or speaks with no action. Also, someone with no taste in terms of like music, fashion, or the culture. And it's not to say like we're not into the same things, but don't be going out of your way trying to badmouth what I'm into because you don't get it.
Right. Oh my God, I
Also
saw that
someone
on
with
TikTok.
hmm?
I saw that on TikTok with this interracial couple. But they were heterosexuals. It was this white, it was this white girl and her boyfriend was black, and they were talking about the movie that Lauren Lauren London played in with Jonah
Oh
Hill,
yeah. Hmm.
and they were saying like how the relationship was just like so forced, but and stuff like that, and
Yikes.
And she honestly didn't get her boyfriend because she said the movie was a 2, and her boyfriend said the movie was a 7. No, she said the movie was a 0, and the boyfriend said the movie was a 7. He told me, "Are you serious right now?"
So good.
But I was like, but she didn't get it. I think she was not seeing his experiences as a black guy. But continue with your deal.
Someone with shitty humor, just like if it's just like garbage in terms of like also people that are like complete assholes with their humor, and it's like, do you have any empathy? Like
Okay.
for what? Also someone that's like I think unintelligent slash uneducated. And I don't think like in terms of you have to be like a college graduate, but baby, you gotta read books.
You gotta know how to comprehend, bitch.
Like,
Comprehension skills are needed in today's society. I mean, they was
hello.
always needed, but they're needed now more than ever because bitches don't know how to read. Bitches
They
don't
know
know
how
how
to
to like.
write.
Okay, like I'll be reading the sentences and I'm like, ooh,
I'm like, put your signature down. These people put in their handwritten
print, print,
printed.
print only. I'm like, but is that necessary though? Because they don't even teach that anymore. I mean, I don't want to get on that. They don't even teach that anymore, and that's the crazy thing.
It's like it's something to notice. But also someone who's like ignorant on queerness and blackness within the community as well as within themselves. Don't like that. As well as misogynists and hoteps, chop. At this point, you have to have a career or you're aspiring towards a career or something. Like,
Is the list too long?
it's a little, I'm trying to get through it.
No. I'm saying is the list too long in a realistic sense?
I think these are things that are like, why aren't more people having lists like this?
Okay, I just want to know. Because
Um,
sometimes I'm thinking like, is it too long?
no,
Okay.
hell no. Has a car unless he lives in New York or somewhere where it's just like the transportation is just like, okay, I get it, girl. Sees a limit to everything. Like, it's been like, oh, we can't do this, we do that. And I'm like, that's because you're limiting yourself. That's not
Okay.
cute. It's not sexy. Someone who's condescending or manipulative with like things that I'm into, like I ain't trying to downplay what you into, so don't downplay what I'm into,
Okay.
bitch.
Not
Like I
bitch.
said, I said this earlier. Boring. I do not like a boring ass nigga. Like, have some excitement. Like, do something exciting. And with that, also take time to be spontaneous. Like, it's so needed.
That's a big one. Honestly, some of the ones on the list I have on my list I don't want to go over, but I'm definitely going to say one that Nado did is say bad breath. Like, we got to put that on the motherfucking list. Bitches don't brush their tongues. Like, brush your tongue. You cannot just brush your teeth. Brush your tongue.
Oh my
Like, and
god.
brush the roof of your mouth. Bad breath is a stigma that we need to motherfucking get rid of. Bitches, stop it. But I agree with a lot of the things that you said. I do think that like some of the things I'll let slide.
Like what?
Some
What would you
of the
let slide?
things. Okay, well, you know what? Go down the list real quick, and I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna say, just go down quick.
All of them?
Not all of them. Go down like 10 of them.
I'm gonna go through the rest.
Oh,
Immature,
it was
independent.
longer.
I said it's a rest.
Gag.
Immature, independent.
Mm.
Doesn't make me feel wanted or as if I need to fight for their attention. Someone who's a polygamist, a narcissist and is unhumble. We have nothing in common.
I can
Does
let that pass. Well, you said nothing. Never mind. Never mind.
nothing in common. Doesn't have his own life in terms of no friends or hobbies. That's not cute.
Okay.
Voted for Trump and has ill feelings towards black folks in the hood.
Hold on. Voted for Trump twice or once? Because like, what if he voted for Trump once and I'm like this? No, nigga. Like, I'm gonna whip you into shape. No pun intended. But like, I'm going to get you right in the brain. And then when the second time came around, he voted for Joe Biden.
I can tolerate that. I can tolerate that, but I'm still gonna be like, what the fuck wrong with you, nigga?
I'm still side eye like, nigga. You probably knew I am. But I mean, go ahead.
Isn't into health. In terms of, I met a nigga and he told me he didn't drink water. What is
Nigga,
wrong with you?
he looking yellow as fuck. Like, stop.
I drink just Sprite. Bitch, what?
Ew.
Just,
Oh my god, pee is strong as shit. Like disgusting.
okay,
Ugh.
two more. No, I have three more. Alcoholics, druggies, and sex addicts. It's a chop.
Now,
Um,
druggies as in
druggies as in
people that do
you need,
fentanyl.
like you need drugs to like cope.
Oh, okay, 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 okay.
Like no, like I can take a pothead, but even to that extent, it'd be like you telling me you can't eat without smoking?
Now we definitely can't talk. We definitely can't talk.
Like what?
Those are literally some a lot of those are on my list. I don't even need to reiterate because you really said those things that I would.
Abusive in terms of being physically and verbally. Mm-mm. Learn how you talk to me. Well, I'm gonna tell you how you need to talk to me. So don't be trying to talk to me any kind of motherfucking way, nigga.
True.
Cause I'll beat your ass.
See,
And
you know the thing
also,
about now with abuse, I don't. It's kind of like touch. Okay, do you consider yourself being abused if you entered a argument with somebody and it went south, but y'all gonna come back from it?
I mean, yeah, that's fine, but it's just a whole thing of you saying things going out of your way to hurt me.
Okay.
There's a difference between us having an argument and we're not like on the same page and we can come back later. But in terms of you being like, you dusty ass bitch, I should have never been with your ass, blah 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 blah. This
You
and
can't
that.
see
Third,
yourself
like
coming back from that.
I wouldn't want to.
No, I'm only saying that because I be in a realistic sense. I'm not saying I've said those things. But what I'm saying is like there are times where I feel like, and like I told you, I've been in a relationship for 6 years. I have said things that I know I shouldn't have, and to somebody, it could be like, no, we're done for good. I don't want to be with you anymore. And I know for my partner, he's like, he has grace. He has grace when those moments have happened. Do they happen now? No, they've happened like years ago. But it's like not something to where I felt like he was like, I'm done with you.
I think certain things it's just hard to really come back from, and
It
it's just
is. It
like
is. It
I'm
is.
not gonna be the one. And
It
I know
is.
we just said don't talk about what you ain't gonna do, but I'm not gonna be the one.
Oh God.
Okay. And the last thing, this is what I learned with the last person: someone who's financially irresponsible.
Ooh.
Like,
That's a heavy deal breaker though. Those like the top two. Like the top five is somebody who's very ignorant and not willing to educate themselves. The
mhm.
one who's somebody who's financially irresponsible, especially at our big age. Another one is hygiene. Hygiene and like fitness is a huge thing. Hygiene and fitness are like all in like the one. Like you can't even like
Mhm.
separate them. They're just one. Communication is another one. Like if you don't know how to communicate and you just like ball things in, it's a chop. And the last one, it has to be bad breath again. Like I can't stand bad breath.
Yeah, that is disgusting.
It is
And
disgusting.
it's just like, damn. If you have bad breath, I'm gonna tell you. I don't know. I'm gonna tell you,
I don't
or
know
I'm gonna
how
at
you
least be
break it
like,
to somebody that you really don't care about, though.
I'll
You
be
know, like
like,
how do you break it to somebody that you don't care about? Like, I don't want to be mean. You have bad breath, and then you already have intentions on not being around them after the moment. After the time y'all together. So why would you even tell them to have bad breath instead of just like once you let that scenario, you just don't have to speak to them again.
well, that's one thing. But I'm just talking like there has been times where I've been with a dude and he closed up on me and the breath was kicking. So I'm like, bruh, I'm sorry. Like, do you have any gum? That's usually how I'm doing. Like, do you have any gum?
No, and have you said that?
Yeah.
There's
Mm-hmm.
nothing wrong with saying that. There's nothing wrong
There's
with
nothing
saying
wrong with that. It's better
that.
to
I
be
mean,
like, yo,
honestly,
your breath smells like ass, nigga. What the fuck is wrong with you, bro?
I love that too. Oh, I do love that. And the reason I do love that is because like that goes into our next segment. Well, not even next segment, but the thing that we kind of wanted to talk about as well, because we have an outline, y'all. And we want to talk
Yes.
about like learning how you want to be treated. And that's honestly knowing how you want to be treated. Like I know that in this scenario, I would want somebody to say that to me. You know?
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
So I can respect that. Although shit, I'm trying to figure out what I tell them if I'm not trying to hang out with them again. But you know what? I'm gonna take your lead on that. Like, I want you to treat me how I want to be treated. If my breakfast stink, tell me. So
Yes.
mhm.
But yes, this segment that we're leaning into is to just what to consider in gay dating, gay/queer dating these days. So definitely going into that. What you just said. Another one. just because he's a nice guy does not mean he's for you.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
And I learned that with one of the dudes that I was involved with when I was on my dating escapade. And he was so nice, but he was so boring. Like, I would always feel like I was the one forcing the conversation. And then I tried to communicate, hey, like, I feel like I'm the only one forcing the conversation. It's like, just sometimes I just have nothing to say. And I don't want to be like,
Boring.
have more to say, but like, have more to say. Like, ask things about me. You don't know everything about me. Like, you can figure it out by just having open conversations, but it's just like you're just nice. And that would be
That's
always the
it.
things I would say about him. I'm like, he's a nice guy.
Nice is not going to carry you into a marriage or
But no.
whatever the end goal that you're trying to go. And I'm just like, it's cool that you're nice. There's so many nice people in the world, but I just think like, what else are you going to bring to the table other than you just being so nice? Like great conversation, great sex. I just I think a lot of people need to understand that too, because like I think sometimes people are so used to being treated a bad way because of
Hmm.
bad situations. So as soon as they get somebody in their life that they're like is nice to them, the flip side of that is like, oh, they're so boring, which they definitely can be. But my thing is to the people that are nice, and are not boring and stuff like that. I think sometimes the nice guys do finish last in that sense because some people are like, no, like he's too fucking nice,
You
like
got
he's
no
boring.
edge.
He ain't got no edge, and I'm like, he just don't got the edge you want, and y'all just not that mad, he got the edge, he just got the edge for a boring bitch.
True tea.
Like,
Very much.
cause there are boring people out here that are for each other, bitch. We gonna sit in the house all day and do nothing.
But
Yeah,
more power to y'all.
more
Um,
power to y'all.
but I think what you was saying goes into the next thing. I think people need to be real with their fucking selves. Like, be so for real in terms of like the things that you want in a man or in a partner. Do you carry those same things that, in terms of getting the type of man that you want, besides good coochie, besides being nice? Like, you want a man that makes six figures, but you only make three figures or four figures. I don't know. I'm just saying,
I
like
mean, you you can't be at a level of three figures and happy there wanting a six-figure man,
I just
unless he
think you're
wants
gonna find a six-figure man
uh,
easily.
unless he wants a three-figure person. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he wants a three-figure guy, okay. But if he does it, no. Like, you gotta line yourself up. Like, you can't be wanting like to be with somebody that's very honest and you lie all the time. You
Or be
can't be
like,
with
my
somebody
my
that's
man better cook. He better pay all that. He better do this. He do that. All that. Okay, so what are you bringing to the table that makes you feel like you're gonna get that kind of man?
I just
Just being you. Just
boring.
being Louis with the good Bucci.
And that's another thing, like I think a lot of times I don't want to say in our community because it makes it seem like our community is based in sex and it's not, but it's
Mm.
heavy in sex. But I would say like I think sometimes we give up our bodies too quick.
Whew.
I really, really do. I think we give up our bodies too quick, and also it could be because we're men. You know what I'm saying? Or anybody that out there is identifying as non-binary. We literally just went down the umbrellas like of all the things. So if you are non-binary out there, sorry, like I do feel like sometimes we give away our bodies so much because I don't like to say that we're men because that's feeding into that stereotype of like, oh, we're horny, stuff like that. But like I told you, niggas be horny. Like niggas really be horny, and not even niggas. Like men are horny, and I think sometimes we'll rather release sexually than emotionally.
Mm.
And that means that I'm release all this tension and stuff like that, sex. But like, if I needed to cry to you, bitch, you're not getting it.
And that's not okay. Mm.
And I can see that simply because like when I'm watching the Bobby Light show, I'm not gonna give them tea time. I'm saying when I'm watching the Zeus dating shows with specifically gay men, um, they're hurt. They're hurt. And they don't know how to go about love. And I'm not saying that's all gay experiences, but like just seeing a lot of POCs and like that are dating and especially queer POCs, it's hard as hell because my thing is, it's what I'm seeing is it's all about looks, all
Yes.
about body image. It's all about, and that goes into the health aspect, but it's like health to the extent of like you want your partner to look like you, like, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think that's a beautiful and amazing thing, but like you can't put that on every other queer person to have that standard of like gym fitness body, because my thing is denying the other queer people in the community love as if we're not desirable, if we're femme or if we're fat or if we're whatever. And I think
Yeah.
we are desirable. But I think we just
Extremely.
have to stop sexualizing ourselves and our bodies, so much, and honestly tap into our minds, and that's why I
Right.
enjoy talking to you, Nato, because, and not that we're dating, I enjoy our conversations, like we actually can talk, and I think sometimes people be ready just to, you know what I'm saying? Even friends, like for real,
Even Friends, I
even
feel like another
friends.
episode needs to be on Friends, but at least back to like our bodies. I don't know if you ever went through this, but going on the and you be seeing like people be like, I'm looking for friends. And then you have nothing but body pics of you in the shower, pics of you in underwear. And it's just like, what do you really expect?
You can't expect for us to go hold hands in the park and talk when you showing your six pack and your V is dim. No.
Like, you do not need to be attracted to your friends, guys. And y'all might need to hang out outside of the house so y'all so y'all don't make nothing happen.
I think
But
that's another thing too,
also
like
another
dating
thing
apps.
that hmm?
I see, dating apps. Like that's another thing too. Dating apps, like they've been very helpful in my community. I would say that people have
Yeah.
found stuff from dating apps, but I think what these apps perpetuate is sex again. Like like when you're getting on the apps, I'm not really seeing or hearing somebody say like, "I found the love of my life off of wow, Jack and Grinder and stuff like that." Like I'm not hearing it, and what I'm hearing is like, "Oh, if you want to go get some, you know to download."
Oh yeah.
And if you
Hmm.
want to go get some from the white gays, download Grinder. And if you
Yep.
want
Or
black gays,
scrub.
oh,
What's
Scrub.
that other one? What's the other
I'm
one
thinking with
with
TS Medicine, BGC,
no Snuffies, Sniffies,
Sniffies,
Sniffies.
Sniffies. I'm about to say Sniffles, but I think it's Sniffies. And stuff like that. Like,
Oh.
and those apps are dedicated for sex. And I just think it's weird because I'm not trying to sex shame anybody, but I think that we should be aspiring to show generations of other gays that we can fulfill relationships.
Yeah.
May not be monogamy; it could be a polyamorous relationship. But like we can secure a relationship and be together for a certain amount of time.
Hmm.
And I think gay dating apps sometimes you have that access to people so quickly, and like I'm around the corner, bitch. I'm upstairs, bitch.
Let me see that dick. Let me see that ass.
I'm so many amount of feet or miles away from you, so like you have access to people so quick, and I just don't think you get the dating aspect because like
Yeah.
so heavy on like your bio may not even be you.
Or you're just fitting a persona or a character and not really fully giving yourself. But damn, you kind of brought up another thing. Like, I want to bring back courting into gay dating. Like, just take me out on a date, or let's just go out. We don't even have to go on a necessarily date. We can go on a lunch meetup because some niggas they be like, I ain't paying for another motherfucker. That's fine. That's cool.
I think it's
Like,
weird though because my thing is like, what is like $20? Like sometimes you're not even spending a lot of money on a first date. Like it could be like something like say go, well, you know what? I'm gonna ask you this because this is a question that is heavy on the video I made, and I want to get your perspective on it. Do you think the movies is going to the movies is a date? Is it a date? Yes or no? Going to the movies.
first date, no. First
Okay.
date, no. Only because I just feel like with the first date, we need to be talking. We need to be interacting. We need to be feeling each other out, seeing if there's real chemistry. I just don't feel like you're really getting that by going to the movie and just sitting there and afterwards being like, "Oh, how'd you feel? Oh, it
True.
was good. It was
And then a
cool."
lot of times people want to have sex after the movies or
That
like do
too.
freaky shit in the movies. Like, and I think that's another thing that's weird. Like It's like, how are you connecting with somebody on a level that's not like sexual? And not to say the movies is sexual all the time. It's just like I've noticed people say like, yeah, we went to the back and we was touching, kid. And I'm like, wow, like y'all should have just stayed home.
Okay.
Now,
Chilled
do you
and
think
Netflix and all
smoking
that
is
stuff.
a date?
No, fuck no. Girl, we can smoke something while we're heading to the next thing that we about to do. But
Okay.
like smoking and chilling, like, what is that? You are getting to know them, but I feel like with a lot of men, Lord, they get some weed in their system and they just get super horny. And I'm like, oh my God, like,
I
can
thought
we
the weed
have
was
a
making you hungry.
conversation?
I thought it was the other age. We should be getting
Both of
horny, not
them.
hungry.
Both of them. They be ready to wild out. I'm like, child.
I can consider smoking in the sense a date. Now, hear me out. Hear me out, Nino. Say if you planning a picnic. Say if you made some edibles and food. Say you like edible cookies. They make edible food too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, like say if you made edible. I'm thinking of like only like little Debbie cakes and
Like
like what?
pastas and stuff, they do
Oh,
that.
they okay. Can you put it in steak and stuff?
Yeah, you just gotta use like the butter. Like you
Oh,
probably
okay.
had to like let that sit and let the steak sit and marinate in it, but
So say if you had like a little edibles day and you bought a couple of blunts and stuff like that, and we like on a picnic.
yeah, well, see, it's not just we're smoking. We're
Okay.
smoking and chilling. Like that's a whole. We put effort into this. We put some creativity. We're about to sit out here. We're about to enjoy each other's time, our energy, and it's gonna take a little minute for the edibles to kick in anyway.
Again, yeah. You're right. You're right.
I'm okay with that. But just yo, I just want to smoke and chill because I just think you so damn sexy. Don't call me sexy. I don't like it. I'm so much more than that. Yes, I know I'm beautiful, but like, tell me more. Like, you look like you read a lot of books. I'd like that a little bit more.
But like how do you know? Like, how do you know I look like I read a lot of books? Like, how would you know? Like, is my glasses telling?
But that's sparking conversation. Tell me why you think I read a lot of books.
You know what? I think another thing is too. People need to be real with themselves. Like, you know what you want. Don't change it. Stop settling. And honestly, what we just said, stop expecting stuff out of a person knowing that you're not going to be able to give it to them. Like, you can't, you got to stop that. Like, you have to be real with yourself. I think that's a big thing. Like, that's one thing that I had to, understand. Like, I was giving myself to so many people and I wasn't being real with myself. I was like, I want a boyfriend before I was in a relationship. I want a boyfriend so bad. And like, I was talking to hella people. I was in college, and I was like, this is my free moment for me to like explore myself and find myself. And I think it put me into a bubble of like just dating so many people and just wanting to be around men and just like, because now
Mm,
I got the world to myself, like I'm not home. I created my own lifestyle. So that really just made me, it fueled me to be like, I can date, I could talk to whoever I want to talk to and stuff like that. But it kind of left me empty at the end of the day because will I have like a good sexual fulfillment from it? Yeah, but like I knew I wanted a man. I knew
yeah.
I wanted to be cuddled up and stuff like that. And I just knew like the only way that I could escape it is to get out of the dating scene on apps, like, and stop putting myself out there like that.
Yeah. And it's just also like constantly making excuses for men that don't deserve you.
Oh yeah,
Like,
I used to not
been
be
there, done that. Been
okay.
there, done that, and that's why I don't even want to get these niggas grace.
And I think another thing that happens on the gay dating apps, well, I don't want to say gay dating apps. Yeah, I'm going to say it. Like a lot of peer pressuring, like verse life is the best life. Like
Okay.
that is something that's really heavily pushed. Like verse life is the best life. And I think that is dangerous and
Mhm.
damaging to the community because that's a form of peer pressure.
It is. And even with that, it's just like I don't feel like with the queers, like you shouldn't let somebody peer pressure you into doing that kind of thing. If you have an interest, if you was already thinking about it, sure. But like once you get into the spectrum and you just seen that people are all into a lot of things
Hmm.
besides verse, they're into public play, they're into anonymous play, they're into race play, they're into BDSM. You know, it's just a lot of things that are out there. So it's just like, it's okay that y'all are not on the same wavelength sexually. Like, it's find someone else that's into that, because there are full tops the way some of y'all desire, and full bottoms the way some of y'all desire. Because yeah, the verses will have fun with the other verses. They're out there too.
Yeah. I I don't think there's anything wrong with encouraging your partner to try new things.
Hmm.
But literally, like, you boring? Because you boring. That is wrong.
I've gotten that.
Like, I'm like, dang, I'm boring. Like, sheesh. And I just think it's honestly, it pushes people in categories they don't want to be in. And then, like, that's where unfulfilled relationships happen. Like, where somebody's like, you know what, like, yeah, I've been topping my boyfriend or bottoming my boyfriend, whatever, like, vice versa. But like, that's not something I really and truly want to do. I'm doing it to make them happy. And you, you should want to make your partner happy, but they should want to know that you're happy doing what you're doing. You know, like,
Hmm.
you don't want to feel like you're doing something and like, I don't want to be doing something to you and you knowing that I don't like it. No, it's gonna turn me off. It's gonna turn me
Okay.
completely off. And
And how can you have good sex if y'all aren't both into it?
it amazes me that people can do that though.
They're actresses.
Oh, you know what? And now that you said actresses, that's another thing because we were talking about Laverne Cox, y'all, when she was talking about how
You want to get into that?
you
Ugh.
just a little sprinkle, just a little
Okay,
sprinkle, just
okay.
because also I think you sent me the video of the porn star talking about did you send me that?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
did.
yeah, yeah. So I sprinkle a little bit of Laverne in that in here, just a little bit. But how sexuality and sex are like separate, and it's kind of weird.
But she's on something.
But she's onto something, and the reason I said that she's onto something is because Nado sent me something on Twitter. We love Twitter, and it was this porn star. I don't know his name. I don't want to give him any clout right now. I don't care. We know who he is,
He's
but
a asexual, as
yeah,
it's.
Zay Sexual. If you look it up, you'll know who he is. But he's somebody that says that he does not like men, but he will have sex with men.
I've only seen him like suck dick. I don't know if he'll be penetrated, but he definitely be showing that ass. And he says he's like playing a role, like he's just doing what his viewers want.
I don't like that though, because my thing is there's other ways to make money. And there's other ways to gain people's interest. Like, you don't. I think it's weird because I went to the thread and the thread was like showing past tweets that he had. He was like, I'm a nigga that likes to eat pussy and suck dick. And it's just weird because like dick is only on men.
Well,
Well, oh
well,
my god, oh my god.
yeah.
Whoa, I did not think you were gonna go there. But he's not sucking those type of penises.
How we know?
We saw the Twitter.
People have lives outside of Twitter.
They do. But
And it's also on Twitter. You see trans women fucking cisgender women, and technically, if you're a Bible thumper or you believe in conservatory, what is the proper word?
you said
You're very conservative. Be like a man and a biological man and a biological woman. Well, technically, the way you're viewing it, this is what it is, and what is in terms of sexuality and sex, like we're just in a big gray area.
it's weird because my thing is for me, I just don't respect the fact that somebody's saying that like I can opt out of this when the sexual act is done, and that's not our lived experience. We don't opt
Mhm.
out of these things. Like we don't just have sex with men and stop wanting men after the sex is over.
Yeah.
I'm not saying, well, yeah, I'm going to say stop wanting men because my thing is he has to want a man or a trans woman who hasn't had bottom surgery to want to suck dick because I don't think he's sucking on dildos. And I
I've
just,
seen them.
oh, Dang it. Oh my gosh. Sorry, y'all.
I
Send me the
sent
link.
it.
Send me the link. But I just think it's just weird because we don't opt out of those things. We don't opt out as soon as the sexual experience is over. We're still gay. We're still attracted to men. We still want men. And I just think to say, I'm doing this for y'all is just not true because we would have never known you doing it if you never showed us. We didn't ask you to
Mhm.
do it. You just did it. And then once we saw you did it, we loved it. Excuse me. And now that we love it and we're seeing more of it, that's why you want to continue it. So don't make it seem like you did it for us. Like we said, we want to see you have sex with men or do things with men. Like you did it on your own. And now that we like it, you want to show more of it because why not? Like it's going to go
Mhm.
viral. It's going to get attention. But I believe it's very dangerous kind of separating sex and sexuality sometimes in certain instances because like we don't opt out of being gay. We don't. And I
Definitely.
so many people want to have that experience of like, I'll say this. It was a boy that DM'd me as an example. He said, I'm a straight DL guy. Now, I'm a straight DL guy. Straight is one thing. DL is a whole other
A
thing.
whole different thing.
So how you straight and you DL?
Yeah, it doesn't work. In their mind, it does, but it's not a thing.
And it's weird because you want to be straight
So bad.
so bad that honestly, if it came down to it, you would hurt me. And I'm not saying possibly physically too, but like you would hurt me. You would hurt me emotionally, possibly physically, possibly because you don't want to be perceived as gay to the
Mhm.
mass or in public. And I don't mind being perceived as gay because I live that in my natural life. You know, like I would want if I'm out in the world and I'm holding hands with my partner, he's a man. You know, I don't have a
Mhm.
problem with that. And you do. So you want to opt in because like you only want this interaction when it's just me and you behind closed doors, and
Right.
you'll walk past me in the streets.
Exactly. It's also a bigger question of what do you really think of me?
Yeah.
And I just think it's like when we're dating and we're getting involved with people, you should be taking into account of what are their morals, what are their values? Like, do they
Mhm.
really value you as a queer person? And it's just like, do you really want to have a transfer of energy with somebody who's not really aligned in that way?
Would you date a DL man?
Fuck no.
Have you dated a DL man?
No.
Have you considered dating a DL man?
Fuck no. Like, girl, what?
Yeah. I have dated a DL guy. I have considered dating a DL guy. Not now, but I'm saying like in the past, I have considered dating a DL guy. And I would not date a DL guy now. One, because I'm in a relationship, but two, if I was single, I know like you're never gonna get him. Not the way you want. He would
Hmm.
have to literally come to his senses and be okay with himself for y'all to work.
Yeah. And
And
I
that's
know it's
no
easy
shade.
if you have your Noah's Ark fantasy where you think it's all gonna work out, but who knows if this man is DL and then he comes out and now that he's out, he wants to really figure out himself
With
and
other
now
people.
he's like really coming into himself and now he wanna fuck on everything. Now you just wasted all your time for no damn reason.
That's the scary part about dating somebody that's freshly out to me too. It's like they want that experience. Outward. Like I'm outside with it. You know?
Okay.
Like I'll go up to him and talk right now outside with it. Like it ain't no I walk past him, let me try to find him on Instagram or whatever. Let me try to
Right.
to a friend him. You know, like this is straight like I'm about to go after him. You go to the gym, bro?
No, but really. Oh, I know he wants some of this pussy. Let me go see about that.
That's another thing that I wanted to stop. These heteronormative, normative ass relationships. Like, and I know so many people like this. What do you mean by that? I mean that this biblical sense of you're going to be the wife in the house, having the babies, cooking and cleaning, and the man is going to be out working and stuff like that. That does not work for us because it doesn't work for them. That's
Right.
how women are trying to escape that.
Y'all
Not
both live with
all women,
pants.
not all women, but a lot of women are trying to escape that because they know they're beyond just a caregiver's role. And I
Hmm.
think sometimes we saw that in our mothers and we see that on TV and we like want these like romantic Prince Charming relationships, like come save me, I'm Cinderella, but you're not Cinderella. You're a
Uh-huh.
prince.
Okay.
You're a prince.
And it's also with that, it's like marriage and kids is not a necessity. And
No,
that's okay. It's
everybody can have
okay.
babies.
No, and not everybody's meant to have babies. It's okay feeling like, you know what, I want to date him and, you know, we're together and we don't need to get married. I feel like the only time for me I would really want to push and get married is if we want kids because there's just so much politics around that where it's like, okay, like, nigga, we can get married, I guess, but it's like, other than that, I just don't feel like it's a necessity for us because it wasn't really built for us any fucking ways.
It's such a westernized thing, marriage really. Because if you think about, in our culture, I don't want to say our culture, but like a lot of African cultures, the men had a lot of wives. A lot of they like they had multiple wives, and that's not something in the Western world, that we try to promote. We try to promote monogamy. You
Mm-hmm.
know, people be cheating. And they be wanting the polyamorous lifestyle, dead ass. They really do, but they just don't know how to say it. But damn, I literally just had a brain fart. What were we saying?
We was talking about heteronormative
Oh, boom,
relationships,
boom, boom,
but
boom.
I do
Yeah,
want to
but
say
y'all
with
gotta stop
that,
wanting straight men.
I do want to say with that, like gay men, queer men, like we have feminine and masculine energies. So with that, when you're in a relationship, you shouldn't ever feel like you need to force one energy over the other to fit some type of status quo. So
I believe that. I also think too, like we have to stop wanting men that are already taken by women, and not we as in me and you are like there are so many guys who want
straight.
straight men. Like I'm not joking, and I'm not saying like that's our problem. Like as a community, it's just a
Mm-mm.
problem in the community that people want straight men because they want masculinity. They want true masculinity, and sometimes people believe that it's only in a heterosexual man, like true masculinity. I'm like this. No, there are gay masculine men. Like you're a masculine man to me. Trevor's a masculine man to me. I consider you masculine. I don't think you like heavy on the feminine side, but I do think you display those roles of femininity and masculinity, which we all do. I think we need to like start embracing that more, and I think that'll help us get away from like wanting those heteronormative normative relationships and
Mm-hmm.
understanding that like I am soft, but I am masculine. I am soft, but I am strong. I
Yeah.
am a leader, but I can play the backhand,
Yeah.
and we can do those things. And I think we need to stop wanting relationships that straight people have. Because sometimes we be wanting that Prince Charming and that knight shining armor, and you are that for yourself, and you could be that for somebody else.
Yeah. Facts.
It just it's crazy just to see it out here because like I feel like in the feminine world of being a queer person, a lot of the times for us feminine guys, we want to be treated like women. And I know it's such a blanket thing to say because, like, what's being treated like a woman? Because, like, not all women are all the same. But my thing is in the sense of, like, well, how we've become to who we are and how we embrace femininity was shown from a woman first. And not to say we're modeling after women with every step of our life, but like who was being a feminine being first? A woman throughout
Mhm.
society standards. And we want sometimes I feel like we want to model that. Like I want exactly what my mom had, or I want exactly what I saw somebody on TV had. And it's okay to want those things, but it's like that worked for them. And it
And we're
may
not in that
work for you.
time.
Yeah, at that time too, and it may not work for you because they're dating and they're courting different.
Okay.
I've never seen where like a man is like, and the reason I say the heteronormative, like open the door for me, stand on the side of the road so like the car won't split hit me or so like that's not like me and my partner, we don't do that. If he feels like he needs to open the door, he'll open the door. But I don't mind opening the door myself. I don't
Yeah.
need him standing on the outside of the street all the time. I don't need him to always open the door that I'm entering. Does he do it? Yes. But I need to be able to do those things for him as well. Because it's
Facts.
not saying it's masculine to open the door for somebody. It's just polite.
Right. And it's also like with us, it's like it's really being 50-50.
Yeah.
Where it felt like I feel like with some hetero relationships, like it's kind of giving 70-30 in the terms of the man kind of doing like the working, he's paying the bills, he's doing that. So that's why he feels like he can be manipulative and he can tell you
Hmm.
what the hell you want, what the hell you need to do and control you because he feels like, hey, I'm really bringing more into this relationship. So I
Thank
can
you.
do these things. Mm.
It's sad. It's sad to think that you're bringing so much into a relationship that another person isn't because it's supposed to be 50-50. I feel like that imbalance is always going to play out. You know, like I'm going to always feel like, damn, you're doing more and I'm doing less. And I'm not going to, so I'm going to be focused on what I'm doing less more than anything. Not that you're doing more in a good way, but I'm focused on like, am I holding my own fucking weight? Because then I don't want you to replace me with somebody that's going to be doing more, you know. And I think
Yeah.
those things play out as well. But
Hmm.
y'all stop wanting straight men. Like that's just the main thing. Stop wanting.
Please, because they don't want you.
Stop.
um, well, I'm gonna bring up these two things. These are specific. Well, I think all three of these are for bottoms, even though like bottoms don't rush that cleaning process.
Don't rush it. You don't want to paint, and there's nothing wrong with painting.
And there's nothing
I'm
wrong
going to
with
say this:
painting.
there's nothing wrong with painting. It shouldn't. And God, when you say that, you got to kind of like. There is something wrong with painting to me because I think feces is just not something that should be shared. But what I will say is there is nothing wrong with having an accident because
Right.
an accident is an accident. And I think people need to be okay with learning that sometimes we're not in control of our bodies.
Mm-hmm. And
And so,
sometimes a nigga want it, and sometimes you just be like, "Well, shit, I want it too," and you think you good, and then you're really not good, and
or you,
it's
or you think you clean good enough and you did it. And these things happen. And we have to be okay with that. So bottoms, don't feel bad about, cleaning and don't rush yourself. Like Nado said, don't rush yourself. Take your time. You don't want a fission. And if y'all don't know what a fission is, go look it up. It's you don't want a fissure. I say fission, but you don't want a fissure. You don't want to cut the inside of your anus, and
oh
bleed.
yeah.
Yeah, so you don't want to fissure, and that happens sometimes. And look, I'm a bottom. I can tell you, I've had a fissure before where you're rushing the cleaning process, and then
Mhm.
you actually end up cutting something in yourself, and then you're bleeding. You have to go get help for that. Like, and it's not like consistent bleeding, but you just don't want to rush yourself. You want to make sure you take your time, and tops
Mhm.
respect that. If you want some
You
good,
better,
you want some good booty, let them
bitch.
take their time. What was the other thing?
Also, bottoms. This might be controversial.
Oh God,
It's okay if your top has bottom before, like,
it is okay.
because niggas be like, I need a full top. I need a full top. You know him, because they be talking about the OnlyFans girls. You know him, you know that booty hole gaping. He be trying to act like he don't be bottoming, but I know the girls he be talking. I'm like, who cares?
It is.
Who cares?
It is okay if he's bottom before. It's kind of like, are you gonna do it again? I'm joking. No, but I don't have a problem with that. I think again, as long as you're not trying to peer pressure me into like changing to top, like
Mhm.
we're okay. But yeah, like it's okay if your top is bottom before. Like, I mean, he's trying to understand his experiences as well, and try new things. And that's one thing I can challenge bottoms. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm saying this. Bottoms,
Period.
bottoms. I'm looking at bottoms. I'm looking to you. Bottoms. It's okay to try to top. It is okay to try to top. You are not going to lose your femininity. You are not going to lose you being a bottom. You're not going to lose anything. You just tried a new experience, and if it didn't work out for you, move on. Continue to be a bottom.
Mhm. Lord, we reached about an hour, but I do kind of want to like bring up one more thing. Like, I know you can't fix them all, but before you try dating, try to take some time and handle some of those childhood traumas
Oh yes.
that you're like that you might find yourself projecting onto other people because you don't want to bring that into your relationship where it's just like you're really dealing with demons that you never want to deal with before, and now you have someone else that has to deal with them, and it's like they don't have to because you should have been trying to do that mental work before.
Yeah. It's not anybody else's job to fix you. It's your job to fix you. It's my job to honestly help aid
Mm-hmm.
your healing process. You know, like I'm here for you if you need me, but I can't fix your shit. I'm not no damn doctor and I'm not no damn therapist. Go get the fucking help. There's somebody out here for it.
Right.
Stop projecting. Stop projecting. Stop projecting and thinking we all live your life experience. We all do have shared experiences, but we don't have the same shared experiences throughout every scenario in our life. Um, that's a real one though. That childhood trauma. I tell you,
I had to make sure that was in there. 'Cause I'm like, oof.
it walked with you through the rest of your life because my thing is now you're like searching for these things. I was literally listening to Christian Walker, Herschel Walker's son. I wasn't listening to him specifically, but I was listening to him on a Vice video, and the Vice video was about it was black men talking about masculinity and femininity. Not black men, but men talking about masculinity and femininity. And he was like, I want a man. I want a strong man. I didn't have that in my life. I want that in my life. I want a strong man. Like I didn't have a father there, and it could be from daddy issues. You need to go work that out.
Mm-hmm.
Because the way you're saying it is wrong to me, not the want. The way you,
And it's
I want a strong
projecting.
man because I didn't have, and I'm like,
Right.
whoa, 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 whoa. Go
Find
work.
your father.
Find your father. Ooh. Herschel Walker, he's alive, but
He's alive and well.
he's alive and well. But I don't know if you want to talk to him. So I don't know. But what is our last thing that we wanted to end up?
Well, I want to end out with the little dating question
Mm-hmm.
because I'm pretty sure a lot of us has been through this. But let's say you're dating somebody and they introduce you to a friend of theirs, and you find out that they fucked before. How do you deal with that?
Were they in a relationship? Or they just fucked?
Let's just say they just fucked, but they were fucking consistently.
Okay, that was literally my next. I was gonna say, have they been fucking like for a while? I would not fuck them, and I wouldn't talk to them either. Not I would I like no, I wouldn't. I can't even like I can't like because if you're fucking somebody and y'all stop fucking and then the person is interested in me, it's weird as fuck because they should know we're friends. One. Two, you fucked my friend multiple times. And I don't know if we talked about it, but
No,
we
it's
talked about
their friend. Like they was fucking their friend before you, and then like they're introduced.
hold on. Answer this question. Say this question all over again. One more time. I got it.
Let's say you're dating somebody that introduces you to their friend, and you find out that they fucked said friend. How do you deal with that?
Y'all, cut what did I say before? Okay, how would I deal with that? Oh my god, I would be kind of like side eye because I'm like, why are you still friends with them? Like, I ultimately believe that if y'all were friends, like we just said earlier, if y'all were friends and y'all were fucking, and it was just fucking, and y'all were real friends, but y'all just fucked, like yeah, that's my homeboy, but the dick is too good, and there's no emotions attached. I could possibly look over it, but it would be in the back of my mind, so I wouldn't. I would be upset. I would have to break up with my dude, or yeah, I would have to break up with him because, or he would have to break up that friendship because like, I'm gonna be thinking about it.
First, I think it's also I should not have to find out anything. You need to tell me in advance about this friend if
That
y'all
part.
were fucking, especially because in our world, it's more common that you probably have fucked one of my friends, probably, or did or text, because sometimes to be like, oh, I'm
You
talking
have
to this
that
nigga.
lived experience.
Hmm?
You have that lived experience.
Yeah. Or just be like, you talking to somebody, and then like their friend be like, you tell your friend about it, like, oh, I talked to them too before, and I'm like, oh, you messy ass bitch, you better be funny, because some of the girls be funny.
I just think it will be hella wild because I think like good dick is hard to forget, and good booty is hard to forget. So like, you're gonna if it was good, I'm gonna always be like this. I know y'all fucking good. Like, I know.
Right.
Like,
I think it
damn.
definitely depends on the context of it, but definitely like it is something that you can jump over, but it's also like how long ago were y'all fucking? How does he feel about y'all? Are you sure that did he ever have feelings for you? Like, how important is this friendship that you could really chop this shit off?
That's why you guys tell me immediately. Because if you don't tell me immediately, then it's kind of like forcing me to like want the friendship to end. Because I wish you would have been
Fully
upfront
honest.
in the beginning. Like, I'm gonna have you around this person. I need you to know they fuck. We fuck. Like, especially if you're gonna have me around. Like, if you're gonna have me around, you gotta
Hmm.
let me know. You clap. Like, and if you don't, red flag.
It's a big red flag because it's like you should have. It's a thing of honesty. It's a thing of you tell me. Somebody else would expect that from me, so I'm expecting that from you too. Keep me in the loop. But that goes into this is a universal law. Even the minimal things are red flags. So take heed.
I like that. Even the minimal things are red flags to take heed. I know, right? Because something small turned into a goddamn elephant. Like,
Mm,
bitch, I just thought it was literally this big. No.
ticking time bomb.
Well,
But yeah,
that was it. I feel like
we
we
said a
touched
lot of
on a lot
things.
of things that we wanted to touch on. I want to do another episode still, like, again,
Friendships.
friendships, like, but still in the gay world.
Yeah. Damn. Well, I just want to say, like, thank y'all for, like, tuning in, watching us. I did want to ask you, though, is there any last minute thoughts that you have towards the subject or anything?
Let me go on the list and see what we did ahead.
I'm going to go on and say my last minute thought because I've been watching the Busy Boy Unsister podcast. Shout out to them. They're another queer podcast doing their motherfucking thing. But I wrote it down, so I want to forget. White gays cannot be trade. They are considered hunks.
Whoa.
So to put that out there.
Okay, well, I was gonna leave off one because we didn't speak on this, and I think this is very, very important. Like consent, like that's one thing we didn't
Oh,
consent. And if you're uncomfortable, speak up. If you're uncomfortable, speak up. You don't want to ever regret something by not saying something. And I know it could be hard as hell to just feel like, and honestly, I know it can be awkward and hard as hell to feel like, damn, I want to speak up. I don't want to like possibly get hurt or whatever in the moment. But you have to be honest with yourself. And the only way to make yourself comfortable is being honest with yourself and saying, I'm not feeling this or something's wrong. And you have to do that. So you gotta be comfortable with yourself to let the other person know this is a no, this is a yes. So y'all could be on the same page.
damn. You ate up my last minute thought. Well, jeez. All right, guys.
All right,
It's cool.
y'all. I want to talk about some more. I was about to say gay shit. I was gonna actually say I want to,
Emmy
but
nominated gay shit.
that would be amazing. Oh, no, no, winning because the images is. Did you see that picture with all the white people in the room?
I mean, I'm not surprised, but
It would be dope to have it. What I want us to do, and I'm manifesting this out into the world so our viewers can hear it and stuff like that. Like I really want me and Nado to be in one spot so we can actually film together. I would love
yes.
on shows together and we can invite guests on and stuff like that. But right now we giving it to you like this, and y'all kind of love it. We know y'all do love it, so
I think we should definitely aim to do some during the summer for sure.
I'm thinking about moving. So
Ooh.
but y'all, thank y'all so much for listening to episode 2 of season 2 of Not You All Up in My Black
Make sure
Business.
share with your friends, subscribe, show love. We'll show love too. And
We love y'all, and we'll catch y'all on the 3rd episode.
we love you for watching.
Mwah, y'all.